Hey everyone, my name is Tyler Leonhardt. I'm a software engineer on the PowerShell team at Microsoft. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Visual Studio Code and how to use it with your PowerShell scripts, and especially for PowerShell 7. So, what is Visual Studio Code? Well, it's a free, 100% free, open source, and cross-platform, so Windows, Mac, and Linux, script editor, code editor. And it's perfect for PowerShell script development. In fact, it's our recommended tool for editing PowerShell scripts. So in order to get it, you can go to code.visualstudio.com and download it for your platform. They have insider editions, and also it's available on just about any package manager. So if you prefer to get it that way, by all means. So when you download it and open it up, it looks a little something like this. I've got the insider version here. And the first thing that we need to do is configure Visual Studio Code for PowerShell script development. And to do that, we get the PowerShell extension for Visual Studio Code. So in order to get that, we go over to the building blocks icon over here on the left. And we can search for PowerShell. And we've got PowerShell, and if you look a little closely, you see PowerShell Preview here. PowerShell Preview is the what's coming soon to the PowerShell extension. So if you feel like you can opt into some preview builds, that's got the latest and greatest, and I would recommend it. But for the purposes of this demo, I'm just going to use the latest stable version as of me recording this video. So right, PowerShell extension. In order to install it, you'd hit the little install button here. And if I click on it, it'll actually launch the extension for me. And you might see down at the bottom, you've got this PowerShell integrated console. And the PowerShell integrated console is a concept taken from the PowerShell ISE, if you're familiar with that. And for those of you who don't know or remember, it looks a little something like this, right? So you've got your integrated console down at the bottom, your editor at the top, and your Command Explorer on the right side here. Well, in the Visual Studio Code extension, we wanted to replicate this experience, this very simple but very quick and easy to use experience. And so we've enabled something called IST Mode in the PowerShell extension. And in order to do that, all you have to do is open the command palette, which is Control-Shift-P on Windows and Linux, and Command-Shift-P on Mac, and type in ISE Mode. And you'll see I've got the two options here, enable and disable. So I'm going to go ahead and enable it. And you see that it's changed the theme. It's added the Command Explorer here on the left side. And also, I've still got my integrated console. So now if I create a new file by either double clicking up here or do file, new file, you see that I get the little PowerShell icon here, which means to say that this is in fact a PowerShell file. So I can go ahead and type, and you see I got my IntelliSense just as you did in the ISE. So get child item, hit tab on that. And let me go ahead and add a little bit more to this script. Right, host. The best PowerShell editor is foo. Okay. So I can go ahead and select this line here, and I'll hit the little button up here for run selection, which is F8, just as it was in the ISE. And you see that it runs it down below in my terminal, just as it did in the ISE. And if I go ahead and save this file, go ahead and save it to downloads for now. I can run the whole file by using the play button, run. And you see that it run my GCI, my get child item, and then also added the best PowerShell editor is in fact VSCode. And so now that I can run this whole file, I can also place some breakpoints here. So let me put a breakpoint right here. I just clicked in this. And now when I hit play, it's actually going to stop right there on that line. And now I have the ability in the console here to inspect. So let me see what the value of foo is. Okay, I see that it's in fact VSCode. And so I could do foo equals still VSCode. And so now if I continue by either hitting C in the terminal or hitting the play button, now we see that it says the best PowerShell editor is still VSCode. So that's a little taste of what the PowerShell extension can do. It can do a ton of different things for your scenarios. Functions have like little code lenses. So if I make a little function here, you can see it could show me how many references. We've got script analyzer support. So if I have like an alias here and I hover over it, it says GCI is an alias of getChildItem. Aliases can introduce problems and stuff, which comes from the PS script analyzer module, and a whole bunch of other stuff that really helps you write better PowerShell scripts. And that's what this is all about. So that's all the time I have for you today, but definitely go grab the PowerShell extension, give it a try, and please don't hesitate to give us your feedback on it. Thank you.